And we're live.
All right, all right, all right.
Here you go, trying to struggle through how to share it.
You would think after 11 episodes now
yeah.
that I would figure out how to share this. Oh, see it just pop up.
Yep.
Watch. I've got it set now to where all I gotta do is hit a couple buttons. I'm a
Fancy.
tech genius.
So fancy. Yeah, we're officially on episode 12, and now we are available on Spotify as well as Apple, and I think we're on Google as well.
See,
I don't know about iHeart.
I'm excited. That means that we are now officially ranked.
We are, well, yeah, I have to figure out how to read the rankings. But
yeah, but ranked. Like
we
we're
are
on the map.
officially
We're
ranked.
on the board.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes,
So
100%.
we are on the board. Speaking of technology, I also had to figure out how to do Venmo this morning. I am tech wizard, but I am, for those of you who are listening, not watching, it is one of my favorite times of the year because Girl Scout cookies have come out.
Oh man, they have.
I just used my last box out of the freezer last week.
I'm impressed you've had a box in the freezer that long.
I bought a case from you.
Yeah, either way, I don't.
Well, I don't share them with my kids. That's the thing; those are mine. And so I have been eating on them for a year. Every now and then I'll throw them into the lunch and let them, But yeah, those are mine, all mine.
All yours.
Yeah, I share these throughout the season, but at the end of the year when I buy a case, those are mine.
Yep, I mean I can understand
It's like the
that.
ribeyes from the cow.
Oh sure.
Keep those in the back corner.
I'm a T-bone guy.
T-bone
I
guy.
like T-bones.
I am eating a Samoa cookie, which is ultimately the best cookie that Girl Scouts make.
Absolutely.
My wife
tag-alongs
tag-alongs,
are right there, but
I like tag-alongs.
If I'm going just for a classic one that I will eat, like if somebody were to offer me Girl Scout cookies and they said Samoas, I'm in. They said Thin Mints, I don't know.
Where do you rank a Thin Mint?
Like
Isn't
in
that
the
one
list,
a pretty popular one?
it is a really it's Quinn's favorite. But I don't know. I'm not into minty chocolate. Just not my cup of tea. Like it makes me think of an Andes mint, and you get that like when you're checking out of the hotel.
Right.
You know.
So you are a Girl Scout cookie slinging dad.
Yeah, I'm basically a dealer.
You're the dealer. You're out on the side of the road the other day, and it's where I got my fix from. But tell me how Girl Scout cookie world works, because we see it every year. Like, explain to me how that works.
Well, we get the cookies and then we distribute them.
Thank you, Captain Obvious.
Yes,
do y'all have a goal?
So each girl individually sets a goal. They basically, you know how in school you get like, hey, if you raise this amount of money, it's if you sell this amount of cookies. But it also, the good troops who work hard and do those things, it makes Girl Scouts a lot cheaper for them as a whole.
So y'all get money from the sale of the cookies?
Correct.
Gotcha.
Correct. The girls get prizes, the troop gets money, and then, it just helps pay for... We haven't had to pay a whole lot out of pocket for Girl Scouts, but we have to sell a ton of cookies.
Oh, wow.
So that's the trade-off. Do you pay out of pocket? Do you sell a ton of cookies? Each one's going to take time. Which one do you want to do?
So this is the pork butt of the high school sports world.
For sure.
Where they sell it, you get the proceeds, and that funds your troop stuff.
It funds all their stuff. They do camps and, horse camps and all the other things. And so some of that, it helps. Like Paisley really wants to go to horse camp this year, and we tell her every year that if that's something she wants to do, she's got to sell enough cookies to make it affordable for us. Because if we don't sell any cookies, it's not affordable. But, it's a lot of money that's not coming out of our pockets. But if she sells enough, then we tell her, hey, here's your goal, here's how many you got to sell, and if she pushes and she sells, then we'll send her to horse camp.
Awesome.
Or whatever else.
So see great cookies in for a good cause.
Usually, yeah.
I love it. I haven't seen them at Winn-Dixie yet, but I saw yours out slinging them, so I'm sure this Saturday, I bet you.
I'm pretty sure
Super Bowl weekend.
We have some scheduled booths for this weekend, along with the next 4 weeks of weekends.
I was gonna say with
So-
Super Bowl weekend, everybody coming
Yeah.
in to buy their barbecue and stuff like that. It'd be a busy
I
weekend.
remember reading Winn-Dixie on there, but I don't know. I can't remember what day it is.
Ah, see, there it is.
Claire handles the booths. I handle the individual, but we just set out. We live across the street from a school, so
Yeah, I saw you were sitting out in the front
yeah,
lot.
pretty
Yep.
much.
So who's gonna win the Super Bowl? Big game this weekend.
I don't know how you beat the Chiefs, but I didn't know how they could beat San Francisco. They did have some help of injuries, but the Chiefs just look like a machine.
Who are you rooting for? Do you have a dog in the fight?
It's not I can't root for the Philadelphia Eagles.
Same conference as Cowboys.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So,
Absolutely. Proud that they're in the conference and bringing the conference, a championship is 9 times out of 10, unless it's the Eagles.
unless it's the Eagles.
Yeah.
See, on this one, and I have even some people watching this, a lot of friends in Missouri, brother-in-laws and stuff. They're huge Kansas City fans, so I've been
Sure.
watching and listening all my Missouri peeps. But I'm rooting for Jalen Hurts. I'm not a Eagles fan, so to speak, but it's him and Devontae Smith.
I mean, can you still claim Jalen Hurts? Because he was actively pushed out.
He was actively pushed out. However, he won a ring for Alabama.
Sure.
So he is a national champion at Alabama. So, yeah, we claim him. we got 3 quarterbacks. Alabama used to be known for running and linebackers, and we have 3 quarterbacks that will be starting. And
Well, they
that
are
starting. We'll have 4 that will be starting. The last 4 quarterbacks at Alabama are starting on a pro football team after Bryce Young gets drafted to the Texans.
You really think they're going to have him start week 1?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I do too.
The Texans suck that bad. And I hate that Bryce Young is going to the Texans. I wish the Colts would trade up.
Well, there's the opportunity for him to go to the Bears. They have the first pick.
Yeah, but they've got that quarterback.
They got Justin Fields.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
But
they're going to trade down, and the Colts are going to jump the Texans. I'm calling it.
I don't think so. I just don't think. I think there's a wealth of quarterbacks out there. I don't know what pick the Colts have, but
It's like 5 or 6.
would you be offended getting C.J. Stroud at 3?
Well, they're projecting the Colts to jump to 1, draft
Sure.
C.J. Stroud. The Texans get Bryce Young, and Will Anderson goes to the Bears. So the Colts were like 3, I think.
Well, I'm just going. I don't. If you could jump to 3 versus jumping to 1, and you still get if the Bears stay put, you're still probably getting Bryce Young or C.J. Stroud.
Oh yeah, 1, 2. Absolutely.
You're not offended by any of this.
No, there's 4 quarterbacks going off the board, and probably the top 10. 3 of them are legit.
Sure.
Stroud,
Well,
Young,
they said-
and then Kentucky's quarterback Levis.
They said Mahomes wasn't legit coming out of Tech, but look
Yeah,
at
that's
him.
kind of the way I feel about Bryce Young. They keep talking about his size. I'm like,
Sure.
have you watched that guy play? He didn't have half the weapons the other quarterbacks
Oh yeah.
had.
Well, Zach Wilson got drafted high. He looks like a complete bust.
Mm-hmm. He does. He does. I think a lot of it has to do with scheme and team you get drafted to.
You also look at Brock Purdy, and guy was undefeated until he destroyed his elbow, and now you got to worry that is he going to come back? But
Is he going to come back the guy that he
Oh,
was?
sure.
I've never seen a team go through that many quarterbacks
Yeah.
as the 49ers. Oh,
Yeah.
my gosh.
they got hurt.
They got hurt big time.
Yeah. So
That's really all I got.
I know.
Girl Scout cookies and football was on my agenda.
that leads me into what I felt like we could do today, because for 30 teams out there, they're deciding what they have to do in the next upcoming draft, like we've been talking about. So I thought for us, see, I got this for us. We could do a draft
We're going to do a draft.
of breakfast foods
A draft in honor of Super Bowl
in
Sunday.
honor of Super Bowl Sunday and the 30s sitting at home. We could do the draft. Do you feel like you want first pick or second? Or do you think, we can do odds and evens for it.
We can do odds and evens 2 out of 3.
Well, I'd just say 1.
Okay.
Are you odds or you evens?
Odd.
Okay,
1, 2, 3.
that's odd.
That's odd.
There you go.
So I get the
First-
first draft.
You get the first pick of the inaugural breakfast food draft. Don't mess it up.
See, what am I? I just draft a.
You're gonna draft a egg or a bacon or
Well, number one draft pick in any breakfast food, it's the goat of breakfast food. Is bacon. I draft bacon.
I thought you might go that direction, and I feel like you're probably correct in going bacon is the number one draft pick. It would have been number one draft pick for me.
Well, and the
Versatile.
Thing with, I mean, you can crispy
Yep.
or
Yep.
floppy. You can put it on
mhm.
anything. It even transcends breakfast.
Right.
Put it on burgers. Put it on mac and cheese.
Baked potatoes.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
so
Oh.
it's the goat of all breakfast food. If you put it out on a buffet, it's the one you better have extra of because people will get like 5, 6, 7
sure.
pieces. So,
Sure.
yeah. So I got to go
See-
bacon.
See, if you went bacon and took that from me, I got to go. What I feel like is the premier skill player in this draft. Versatile, can be used all over the place. Eggs.
Eggs. Yeah, I feel like eggs are kind of your lineman. It's solid part of any breakfast. You can eat it in multiple.
I feel like
ways.
eggs is what makes everything breakfast.
It is. It's absolutely. It's the foundation of breakfast.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a foundation of breakfast, and there's nothing like a fried. It transcends also because you
Sure.
can put a fried egg on a hamburger.
Yep. Well, and they call it a breakfast burger.
Yep. Oh, I love that. You put a bacon and a fried egg.
Oh, yeah.
On
Yeah.
a cheeseburger, bacon, egg, and cheese burger. Oh yeah. Well,
Number 3, your second round pick.
my second round pick, I'm gonna go with. I'm going with the straight skill players here. I'm gonna go with smoked sausage,
Oh.
like a jalapeno cheese sausage, like a
Oh, you're
Conecuh,
thinking
like a-
Conecuh style.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
man. See, I feel like that's overplaying.
Yeah,
I feel like that's like a 4th or 5th round pick.
well, I'm reaching, and I'm a Conecuh guy. And
Yeah.
I love like Jack's has
Yeah.
smoked sausage biscuits and add some cheese to it. I like the smoked sausage biscuit.
Smoked sausage
Yeah,
biscuit.
yeah, it's kind of like the sausage links, but I'm a
Do they
Conecuh guy.
so
and I'm
do they
also,
take it and like slice it down the middle so it's
yeah,
flat?
yeah, and then
okay.
it lays flat on the biscuit.
Mhm,
But for me in Texas, you would get the smoked sausage on a stick wrapped with a tortilla.
Mhm.
I stopped at the store every morning almost and ate one of those.
Oh, sure.
So I'm a huge. You can put it in a taco.
Sure.
You can put it in a croissant. You can put it on a biscuit.
Yeah, I'm not disagreeing with
Yeah.
any of those. I feel like it's a reach. I feel like you missed out on.
I've got no Rob, no Hunter, no.
I know, they're all-
Nobody's commenting on the greatest breakfast food.
I-
I'm pretty shocked. Everybody's
I'm-
sleeping in
everybo-
today, or
yeah.
they're actually working.
Working,
today.
maybe.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with a crumbled sausage.
Crumbled sausage.
Crumbled sausage. I mean, you can use it in tacos. If you're talking biscuits and gravy, you gotta have crumbled sausage in your biscuit and gravy.
See,
Another versatile
this is
pick.
almost more like it's not quite hey draft a kicker time, but crumbled sausage is just. I mean, yeah, I could tell you a breakfast taco guy.
Oh, for sure.
Because crumbled sausage with a breakfast taco, but really outside of gravy, I mean, there's no you don't you don't order pancakes and crumbled sausage. You don't order
No,
like some hash
have it-
browns. I'd
you
like
have
my
it
eggs over
in
easy
your-
and some crumbled.
You
sausage.
have it in your pancake.
Crumbled sausage is an add-on. It's like you gotta have a backup quarterback. That's what I feel like you just drafted. Was a backup quarterback in round 2.
All right.
I'm gonna go with the biscuit.
Biscuit.
I'm going to
solid.
go with the biscuit. It is
solid
the
third
left
rounder.
tackle.
Yeah.
It is the left tackle of breakfast foods.
Yeah, we got Rob on here. He's got one bacon gravy.
Butter.
Yeah, butter's a little. That's a stretch. That's a stretch.
Drafting butter would
Drafting
be like
butter.
drafting a wide receiver coach.
See.
They don't even really play. It's just kind of every now and then.
He's your kick returner, your solid
Ooh, hey,
special teamer.
Rob did throw one out there. I'm curious. I'm curious if it gets drafted.
Yeah, it's not going to get drafted by me. It's not one I like.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not one I like. Biscuit was going to be my next choice, and so now you're kind of throwing me for a loop.
Well, biscuit I
feel
think
like
is on every. You know, you order a plate, they bring
sure.
a biscuit. You know,
I'm gonna have to pivot a little bit and go with waffle.
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 That is a sleeper.
Yeah, I mean when you go to like a continental breakfast, you get excited when they have the waffle maker.
When you have the waffle maker, there's nothing better than a hotel waffle.
Like Claire, when she goes to Disney, her favorite thing to get is the Mickey Mouse waffle.
The Mickey Mouse waffle.
Like that's her thing. She would eat that every time, all day. That's what she wants.
Well,
Mickey Mouse
I
waffle.
actually have to be really careful because we bought Cassie the hotel waffle maker,
Oh yeah.
and I will eat a waffle, and I like a waffle salad with the whipped cream and
Oh, yeah.
blackberries and fruit and stuff like that on it. But dude, you want to talk about eat a hotel waffle and then have to go do something else?
Oh yeah.
Like, I want to go into a waffle coma
Oh, sure.
after eating one
Sure.
of those. I love waffles. I like that pick. You made up for your crumbled sausage pick, in my opinion. So
You can put the crumbled sausage on top of the waffle.
I'm gonna go. It's everybody would overlook them. They're the most underrated breakfast item.
Underrated.
It's an
come on.
underrated breakfast item.
And you're taking them fourth round.
I'm taking them fourth round.
Wow.
It's a first round pick that I'm getting late, is what it is. I'm going to
Oh.
go with cereal.
Ah, man, that has been on my list. but yes.
Cereal, the greatest cereal is, for me, is Fruity Pebbles with the Lucky Charms marshmallows in it. Or the s'mores one. I like both of those. If I'm going a healthy side, I'm the something in oats, but it's got like the strawberries, like the dehydrated strawberries in it.
Sure.
But
Yeah, I like Honey Grams.
Honey
A lot.
Grams.
That's one of my favorites, and I can eat that as a dessert. Like, I also am a big fan of Captain Crunch.
Captain Crunch is
Yep.
really
Captain
good.
Crunch is up there for me. I don't like the all berries. I don't want all berries. I want the mix.
The mix,
I
yep.
want the mix, but you can get the all berries. That's a solid pick.
Well,
Cereal.
and I won't say it
Solid
transcends meals, but it transcends into munchies.
Oh yeah.
If I'm up after 9 o'clock at night, which is rare, but if I'm up, I will go get a bowl of cereal.
Oh sure.
It's a late night snack for me.
There's been many a times that I've looked in the freezer and gone, I'm just not feeling ice cream, and I go, you know what I am feeling? Honey Grams.
Honey Grams.
Honey
Yep,
Grams.
that's it.
That is that's a solid pick. Cereal, man. Whew, it's gonna be a tough one to beat.
Yeah. Hey, Rob, I am surprised Matt hadn't come out of left field with that one yet.
Well,
He's got breakfast burrito on there.
well,
So, you know. And apparently David likes venison in his toast crunch. So it's deer toast crunch.
I mean, I do like some crumbled venison. Like that's what
Crumbled venison in toast
crumbled
crunch
venison.
is about
Man,
as rednecky, as nasty as you can get.
See, I feel like I'm stuck between two now.
Uh-oh.
I go, do I take, like, it's solid, it's always there, it can be used to slop up eggs, it can be used to dip in your gravy. Like, I'm stuck between, do I take, like, a link sausage, which I feel like
yeah.
is a solid, or, like, even a patty sausage.
Yep,
like
like a breakfast
you
sausage.
know, or do I go with toast? And I think I'm gonna have to go with toast. I like the versatility.
Toast
Jam.
for me, I can sop up my eggs.
That's what I like. I like toast. My kids always want my toast,
Yep.
so it's a satisfying. Like
Are you a white toast, wheat toast?
I like wheat.
Wheat. Yep.
We do wheat bread. I don't eat much white bread.
You know, as dumb as this
Barbecue,
sounds,
I eat white bread.
You know who I think has the best toast in town?
Who's that?
City Cafe.
No.
I don't know why. It may be the bread they use or the way they toast it or butter it, but I do a lot of breakfast throughout the
Yeah.
week, and City Cafe has the best toast.
See, I was thinking Waffle House.
Waffle House, I'm sure I've eaten their toast. Usually by the time I get done with the whole big grand slam.
Oh, sure.
Well, that was Denny's maybe, but whatever. All American.
Yeah.
But I don't even order the All American at Waffle House. I
Yeah.
order off the secret menu.
Oh, you order the secret menu. Okay.
Yeah, and hey, I introduced Mills to it not too long ago,
Oh, yeah?
and that's what he orders now. Once you eat it the first time, you order it. Every
You're
time.
sold. Is it an omelet?
Yep, it's
Oh,
an
wow.
omelet. It's called the
Omelet.
Roll Tide omelet.
Only available in Tuscaloosa.
Yep, it is
North
not
Port.
on the menu, but it is everything.
It's the kitchen sink.
It's the kitchen sink omelet, but it is so good. And I was having breakfast with a guy, and he's been eating it for years. And he ordered it, and I was like, "What is that?" And they told me what all was on it, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll take one of those." Oh my gosh, the thing is massive too. Like you'll be in a coma when you walk out, but it's amazing. So all right, so it's on me. Well,
Your last pick.
my last pick is I really go. I'm debating between Deep South Roots,
Yep.
you know, with the grits.
Sure.
I'm a big shrimp and grits guy.
Yep.
I love shrimp and grits. But every breakfast I order, no matter what I order, I always order this other item with it, and it goes on everything. And you can dip your toast in it, you can dip your biscuit in it. So I'm gonna go with my fifth pick with gravy.
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 Now, I feel like that one's a little bit out of left field. But
So I'm gonna go with gravy.
I mean, I'm not saying it's not a solid pick. I'm surprised. I'm just surprised.
Well, and the other
I'm
one
not surprised with you because I knew that would be on your list.
Yeah,
somewhere.
But I'll tell you, you said it a while ago. Link sausage is huge on my list.
Yeah.
But if I'm drafting,
Yeah.
it's not. But I love link sausage. But when I mention that to our kitchen team for Coffee House,
Yeah.
they call it finger sausage. I guess because it looks like a finger.
Sure.
But the reaction I got was un-American. But all of them were like, "Those are disgusting," and I'm like, "Dude, I love those.
Yeah, I don't-
I
that's
absolutely love link sausage, like Cracker Barrel link sausage.
Disagree.
Yeah,
Like the link sausage is it's a solid option. It's probably not one I'm not offended if it's on the plate for sure.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's going to be in my order.
yeah. I mean, I don't know that it would be in my order, but I do like a link sausage or a sausage patty.
Yeah, that makes
I've
sense.
been trying to eat healthier, so I don't order bacon. I order sausage.
I got you. I think for my last pick, I'm going to stick with this theme of versatility. I'm going with the potato.
A potato.
Yeah.
I didn't
I
even
go-
think of a potato.
You got hash browns. We like to slice them up and do Mexican style potatoes.
Yep.
I mean, there's a wealth of things you can do, and I think it's a solid addition. And it's, once again, just versatile.
I don't know. This may be what you're talking about, but kind of the cubed potatoes in the morning. They're like fried potatoes, but
Right.
they're in chunks.
Sure.
Like
Yep.
Cassie makes those every Christmas. She makes fried potatoes, and but she like peels the potato and then chops them up and all
So
of
we
that.
don't-
So it's a
we-
process.
We leave the skin on. I like the skin.
You like
so
the skin on the
I'm,
potato?
I'm the guy. I do hash browns. I like hash browns. I'll make my own hash browns. We also make our own Mexican potato. But yeah,
I like potato. I like that. You can.
So-
It is versatile, and I am a
Yeah.
huge hash brown. So my go-to plate when I go eat breakfast is 2 eggs, sunny side up, hash browns, bacon or sausage patty with the side of gravy.
yeah, I feel like that's a solid order.
Yeah,
Yeah, if I see potato on the menu, I'm excited.
yeah.
Whether
That's
it's
me.
hash browns or it's sliced potatoes or like not Mr. Bill's, the other one does Buddy's does a cubed potato that's pretty good.
Yeah, Buddy's has good breakfast. I eat at Buddy's City Cafe. Waysider, have you eaten at the Waysider yet?
I haven't yet.
Yeah, that's a Alabama tradition breakfast place to eat. There's a Ruby Slipper as well.
Oh, yeah.
Rob is really, really upset that we did not put burrito, which I'm shocked. You don't have a taco or a burrito on here, and you are a massive breakfast taco guy.
It's a specialty thing.
So you've
know.
traded or you've benched the taco.
It's not like in my own.
You're
personal,
becoming Alabamian.
in my own personal household. It's still a first round pick. But if I'm saying in the next, like I have all the things to kind of start making, just not the tortilla. But
Yeah,
You know.
you're just becoming Alabamian because they don't have breakfast tacos here.
they don't.
Yeah.
They act like they do, and they go, "Oh, we can go to McDonald's," and that's not a breakfast taco.
Well, see, like on this, I would put brisket as a breakfast
yeah.
item, and sliced brisket, or if you shred it up and put it on a taco.
Oh,
but
sure.
that was in Texas. You can't find that here. But
Yeah, if you find that here, I want to know where.
yeah, Buc-ee's.
Yeah, that's about it.
That's about it. You
That's about
got to
it.
drive to Birmingham to get a real breakfast taco. But
So there you go. Breakfast foods draft. It's not keep and cut. Something a little bit different.
it is different. I like that. In honor of Super Bowl weekend,
Super
too.
Bowl
I
weekend.
do like that.
A little bit of a draft.
Yeah, I like that because it's what you might really want the other person drafts. That's what I like
sure.
about drafts.
I thought about mixing it up and going, doing a draft of things that are yellow, but I feel like that would be
Oh my goodness.
increasingly difficult. I would start with like the yellow legal pad.
I would start with the sunflower.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
See, because I am a ray of sunshine in your life.
Yep, most days.
Most days. That was rude and slightly hurtful. David, I agree with you though. Cocoa Pebbles. I just bought my kids, so I do their lunches, and I bought at Walmart. They have these yogurts now that has cereal on top, kind of thing, and I bought some with Cocoa Pebbles, and I almost ate them yesterday.
Yeah.
I do love me some Cocoa Pebbles. The thing I like about chocolate cereal, whether it's Cocoa Pebbles, Cocoa Puffs, whatever.
Sure.
Man, excuse me, is at the end of your bowl of cereal, you get to drink chocolate milk.
Oh yeah.
And that's a benefit for me.
Are you so in your bowl of cereal? Do you drink the milk once you're finished, or do you refill and then finish it
I
off?
refill and then
Okay.
drink what's left. I always get that second bowl because you can't let the milk go to waste.
Right.
And so ultimately, me at 9 o'clock at night, for all you health nuts out there, I'm eating 2 bowls of Fruity Pebbles basically, right before I lay down and go to bed. So
Makes sense.
got to be good for the body.
Yeah. Oh, well, probably solid. I don't know if Hunter would agree now that he's been, had a bit of a diagnosis yesterday.
Oh yeah,
So,
he did. Prayers going out to our new
Yeah.
youth pastor, but it's man, in modern medicine today, it's it's just
well,
diet change.
It just proves that we're too sweet.
oh my gosh,
Dun dun dun.
that was
Yeah. Ouch.
a dad
I
joke.
did want to get your opinion on the spy balloon. It has been a wealth of memes that I have enjoyed watching and cracking up, and
I think my favorite spy balloon, Marjorie Taylor Greene, which love 'em or hate her, she is one of those
oh yeah,
MAGA Republicans that are a thorn in the government side Freedom Caucus girl. And her and Bobart, I love watching both of them, but they, she was walking around yesterday with a big white balloon. For the State of the Union, and she didn't say anything. She just walked around with a big white balloon. And the funniest thing is to try to listen to Biden and all of his little generals basically saying, yeah, it made it through American airspace all the way to Montana before anybody noticed. So it doesn't give me a ton of confidence in our NORAD system.
well that's
But-
a balloon.
But it's the size of 2, like, how do you not see a balloon that big?
Well, it was 60,000 feet in the air.
Oh my gosh, but still, like, you're telling me that the radar doesn't pick up a balloon the size of, what did they say? It was like,
I don't know.
it's massive balloon, but they tried to flip it and say, oh, wait, no. They flew over during the Trump administration, too, as if either one of them are okay.
Right.
But it's a little bit like the big document scandal. They jumped up
sure.
and down when they found documents in Trump's, but they were like, oh, it's no big deal that we
Nah.
found them in 5 of Biden's residences, including when he was a senator, which is actually even more illegal because he didn't have access to them. But who's actually, screaming and throwing a
Sure.
fit. But my issue on that is once you get past all the blame games, which come to find out there weren't actually balloons over during Trump, but you throw it out there, enough people
Sure.
hear it. But that China thinks that we are weak enough that they would do that.
I think it was.
That's my issue.
I think China probably realized. I just imagine the amount of people who took little pop shots at it, and I can just see them like looking at this video, going, "Man, when they said that they're armed, we didn't realize how armed they really are." Not that anybody could hit it at 60,000 feet with whatever rig you got going on.
Well, I feel like by the time it dropped down low enough for the people in Montana to see it,
I feel like every Montanan got
was
out.
shooting at it.
Yes.
And
Yes.
which would be what would happen here as well,
Yeah,
or Texas.
absolutely.
But my issue is that it got all the way to Montana before it was recognized, and then they allowed it to continue to float all the way over the Atlantic to the Atlantic Ocean, gathering whatever information, and they can say it's not sensitive or whatever. It doesn't matter. We just allowed that to,
Sure.
and we didn't shoot it down the second we saw it.
Sure.
That's my issue, and that they feel comfortable to send that over here without any repercussions. Because at the end of the day, what's Biden really going to do? He's not going to do anything. And his generals didn't follow a direct order, which tells me that his generals don't even respect him. The generals didn't respect Trump either. And so I've got a major issue with the upper echelon of the military not
Sure.
obeying a direct order by either president. It's chain of command. And then I've got another issue that I mean, if that thing had a nuke strapped to it,
Oh, yeah.
it would have made it to Montana
Sure.
before we knew. Like, that thing could be hovering over Chicago. It flew over so many major cities. If it's got an explosive ordnance on it, nuke, EMP, anything like that, and it just deflates and falls to the city and blows up, that's the way to nuke us. And we didn't recognize it until Montana.
Until Montana.
Until Montana. That's my issue with it. I don't care that they shot it down over the Atlantic Ocean. If you can't hit a balloon, probably shouldn't be a pilot. But
Do you feel like the pilot put that, like, X on his plane?
no, yeah, probably, because it's Chinese. So it just, we've been in the shadow war with China forever, the same as we've been in a shadow war with Russia forever, and we will be forever. So it's, when they arrested that basketball player, WNBA girl, I mean, that was just to get their people back. I mean, it's a spy game, and it's been going since the countries began, and it will continue. You take a hot spot like Taiwan, it ratchets it up a little bit. With the war in Ukraine, it ratchets that up a lot. Now that they're over there saying that they're going to invade Poland when they get done with Ukraine, which Poland's NATO. So I'm sitting there watching now. I'm not worried about it. Wars and rumors of wars. But I suspect we're stumbling our way into World War III probably by the end of
sure.
this year.
Really?
Yeah,
That quick?
I do. I think they're
Interesting.
going to get some tanks here in about a month or two over there. It's going to change the dynamics. Putin's going to get squirrely, drop a dirty bomb or something, or launch at Poland. I don't know.
Float a balloon over and drop it.
Yeah, and I think him and China are going to have a long conversation, and China's going to attack Taiwan about the same time, and we'll be back in World War III. It'll be Iran, Russia, China, and North Korea versus
Really?
the democracies of the world. But we're 2-0, so
Well, we're undefeated.
I mean, as far as draft goes, I would not draft this president to lead that charge, but I would definitely take our military still over anybody's.
Well,
China would be a fight. We would annihilate Russia in a conventional war.
Well, sure.
They can't beat
That's
Ukraine.
that's the biggest difference we're going to see now is it's probably not going to be a conventional war.
Well, after Russia just exposed the fact that their conventional troops suck, And
Well-
they even said the power of the United States military would conventional, so they would use nuclear weapons.
Well, sure.
So,
Well-
it is what it is. But I think the spy balloon, it wasn't a major to me. I mean, I hate that it's there. I worry about what is the next one going to have on it.
Sure.
Is it going to have explosives? But at the end of the day, it's just posturing. We have a weak president, and
It made me laugh. Is what it
the
has done.
memes are hilarious.
Yes.
I've been watching the memes and her walking around with a white balloon. Did you watch the State of the Union?
I didn't. No, I heard his pre-conference, I guess, on it when he was talking about the State of the Union and jobs roaring back and how he doesn't take any fault in inflation or any of that. And I said, I'm not going to listen to you. And I have historically listened to every State of the Union, and I said,
I missed-
not this time.
I'm a politics guy. Love politics.
Sure.
And we'll talk about it all day. And I missed two of them yesterday. I didn't watch the State of the Union because, I mean, no president takes fault for what they
No.
have, but they take credit for what happens while they're there. They blame the bad on the previous, and they take credit for the current.
Right.
But, it's the border is an absolute mess. We're still in inflation. Gas prices are still up and creeping up again. We've expended our oil reserves, which we never should have, to score political points. We're in a proxy war with Russia. Eggs are $20.
Yeah, I still don't understand.
Crime is running rampant.
Chicken
our
has gone
military-
down. Eggs have gone
Chicken
down.
has
I
gone
don't-
down big time.
I don't understand.
But we've got a nation that's drastically divided. We're spending 125% of the GDP, which means we're spending 25% more than what comes in. You can't sustain that in the real world. And so I go, he's going to spend whatever he's going to spend, but Americans aren't stupid. They're not happy. Matter of fact, I saw a poll yesterday. They want a totally new slate of people running. They don't want
sure.
either Biden or Trump. They're ready for the next generation, I guess, so to speak.
Sure.
But if Biden runs again, I mean, he's 80.
Yeah, I don't know how they put him back up, but I don't know how you don't put him up.
If he decides to run, nobody's going to run against him. But I think if the Republicans can't beat him this go around, they need to disband their party.
Sure.
Like, of anybody I've seen that's going to jump in, they all should be able to beat Biden. So,
Absolutely.
but again, for me, I go by the time we get to that point, 2 years from now, I think we're in a major catastrophe. The world is steamrolling to. We forgot what war was like, and economies are
Well,
bad.
it's been a
so-
long time.
It has, and we live in a fallen world. So, I suspect another big war is on the horizon, and
So if that's on the
I'm
horizon,
very bearish on the.
if you feel like that's on the horizon, what's the church's role in the next 6 months
I think
as we're steamrolling towards this?
Well, I think if the economy continues to worsen and the war expands, I think, as with anything, it brings fear and uncertainty. A lot of people, how big of a war is it going to be? Is
Sure.
it going to drag everybody into it, like our sons and, us and stuff like that? And I think people start to get really afraid. I'll get to that answer this way. I was super encouraged by some new Barna stats that came out that said this current generation, so I guess that would not be millennials or X or Z. No, Gen Z. Gen Z was actually more spiritual and searching. And so it went from the nuns are winning, church will collapse by 2027 to, oh, wow, we've got a whole generation that is really searching for God. They just don't like the religion aspect
Sure.
of it. So,
Yeah, I think I just read an article that they said it was 71% a decade ago identified as Christian, and it's down to 63%. And they said typically the words associated with Christians were self-righteous, overbearing, angry. There wasn't any positive words, but on the flip side of that, this Gen Z, like you were talking about, they described them as not anti-God, but searching.
Yep.
They were searching for something, and they just didn't know. They hadn't yet felt to describe it as God and Christianity.
So they're searching.
They're searching.
And to me, that is a wide open door.
It makes me think you read all throughout the Bible about the Gentiles, and I go, this is our version of the Gentiles, and going, maybe it's time to go break some bread.
Well, I think for me, the role of the church in times of crisis, so economic or world or war or plague or virus or people are searching for a light in a dark time, dark storm. I think the role of the church is to be positive and to be that light and to give people confidence and encouragement that God does have it under control, that we're in a storm, but we'll come out of the storm. You know, you have nothing to worry about if your eternity's set. So, you know, you can work yourself into a tornado, but at the end of the day, I think the church's role is the same as it always has been, to just be the light. And I think, sadly, churches have stopped being that. Like you said, they're known for a lot of things, but being the light and a safe place,
Sure.
you know, is not one of them anymore, especially Deep South Church.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's looked at more as a religion, like a Pharisee-type religion. And I think the churches that are doing really well are the ones that are opening their doors and taking people where they're at, and they're able to speak life into them. And I think the church grows in persecution, and I think America has gotten really sloppy and lazy. And
sure. Just look at the Grammys.
It is. You got a satanic, you know, and right before the tribute to Satan musical at the Grammys came on, they said, let's get ready to worship.
Mm-hmm.
And so it wasn't even, it wasn't even in the shadows anymore. It wasn't even like a sly reference that you could argue,
Oh, sure.
did they mean it or did they not? I mean, it was right out in the open. Same as transgenders, there's all kind of things now. I think growing up, Satan kind of played in the shadows.
Sure.
I think he's front and center now, and the church is dysfunctional and split and has allowed a lot into it that probably shouldn't be. You know, you take like the Methodist denomination, but people aren't looking for religion anymore.
Sure.
And I think
What are they looking for?
they're looking for relationship. They're looking for community, and they're looking for a savior. Like you said, they believe in something. They're searching for something. There's something better. There's something that's going to help them be better.
Right.
They just don't know what it is, but they know that it's not religion.
Sure.
And I think that is honestly Holy Spirit drawing a whole generation towards Him. And if the church is doing their job, it connects. But the Holy Spirit draws it to them, and then they show up in a church that is not life-giving. And they walk away from it. They'll go
Right.
find something else. Something will fulfill that need.
Sure.
And it always does. It's an intimacy with the AA would call it a higher power.
Yeah, sure.
But the higher power, what they don't realize is actually God, and it's the Holy Spirit drawing them into being better. But when you figure that out, it changes the dynamics of life. So I think the Holy Spirit's drawing a whole generation, and I think the church had better be ready.
Well, and I think, you know, I was reading another one, and it's this company called He Is With Us. In last year, they were offended by the lack of Jesus within the commercials at the Super Bowl. And so for the past year, they have been fundraising and doing things. And so now there's going to be 2 ads during Super Bowl. So they're saying...
Did you sign up for that?
Did I now?
I got a email about it.
Yeah.
In some capacity. I don't even know how it crossed my... Maybe it was a Facebook thing. I don't remember.
Yeah.
But I saw something about that, and you could put your email in, and they would... I mean, they've got a whole package for your church, for your...
91 million people is what they're projecting to watch the Super Bowl. And they're saying 91 million people have the potential to watch these 2 ads. And I go, man, talk about impact.
Yeah, that's massive impact, and that's massively expensive because it's millions
Oh,
for
yeah.
a minute.
Tons.
And so they've had to crowdfund, I'm sure.
Yep. Yep. And it just tells me that they're meeting people where they're at, and so those people who are searching are going to be watching these ads going in Super Bowl, and maybe it'll trigger that spirit within them to go, maybe I need to try it out. Maybe I need to walk into a church and just see what it's like.
I think we should geo-fence all the barbecue places this weekend.
Oh, that's
So
clever.
everybody that walks into a barbecue place to buy food for the Super Bowl gets our church logo.
Barbecue and
Barbecue
wings.
and Jesus, yeah.
That's a clever thought.
It's a thought. I don't know if it's a good thought, but it's
I have no idea how to do that, but hey, that's a good idea.
Well, we were talking about geofencing this morning, and I've got to sit down and remember.
I did think, how cool would it be if we did a halftime show?
Wow.
But I just don't.
I think we have a youth pastor now that could do a halftime show.
Well, I thought, what if we did? What if we live streamed it from stage? We could do some worship music, and then we could do like interview style or something along those lines.
This is how things get spoken into existence.
I know.
And I'm glad we didn't have this conversation a month ago.
Oh, for sure.
Because we would have done it. But week of, man, that would be
That's a tight
would be a
turnaround.
tight turnaround and a hard road to hoe. But I love that idea.
Yeah,
I love that idea.
And we could blast it out on Facebook and have everybody going, "Hey, how do you tune into our halftime show?"
That would be fun. I bet it would get a lot of views.
Yeah.
I bet it would get a lot of YouTube.
I mean, one of the things we watch every year is the Puppy Bowl. Like, the girls love watching the Puppy Bowl. Quinn's excited about the Kitty halftime show, and we watch it every year, and I don't. It's just puppies. Somehow they score touchdowns. I still haven't quite figured out the rules of the game, but.
Well, I think my favorite commercials that I've always watched at the Super Bowl, and this is going to be so not spiritual, but the Budweiser commercials with the Clydesdales.
Oh.
No, not the
frogs.
No, but the horses. You know, they'll kick the field goals, and they have a little game time thing.
Sure.
You know, I think it's Bud versus Bud Light or something. I don't even know, but I like watching the Clydesdales because they even had like the baby Clydesdales one year, and I thought that was pretty cool. But that's kind of a commercial that transcends every Super Bowl. They're always there.
What's that?
Yeah, well, exactly. You know, I do think one of my favorite original was the pig hanging out the window with the whirly-bird things going, wee. I don't even remember the company.
I feel like it was an insurance company.
It was an insurance company.
Yeah.
Might have been Progressive, maybe.
I don't know.
But I remember seeing that, and I laughed out loud on that one. So there's always good commercials. You know what one of the most successful commercials for a company was in the Super Bowl?
What is that?
I don't know if you remember it, but they would have a park bench, and it would just have the letter ING on it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they didn't explain it. They didn't, but there was a website that said the amount of traffic, people wanted to know what it was.
Oh, sure.
And so it drove them to their website, and they said it was the most successful as far as traffic to your company, but they didn't say anything about it.
No cost with it.
Yeah.
Hardly any cost.
It was one, and I remember the commercial. If I remember correctly, it was like a green park bench, sitting in New York City, and it was a green park bench and had just those three letters on it.
I mean, sometimes it's as simple as that.
Yep, it is.
And just going, all right.
Well, and, you know, you put yourself in front of 81 million people, and I would be the one that would go online, and I do. I'd jump on my phone, and I'm like, what is ING?
Oh, yeah.
Know? And then I'll click on it. I'm the one that gets spammed and spoofed all the time because I'll click on anything. I'll just be like, oh, I wonder what that is. Click. But, you know, it is what it is. I do enjoy the commercials. Who's the halftime show this year?
I haven't even looked.
That always makes me really nervous.
I'm always wondering who.
Do I leave my kids in the room or?
Oh, sure.
Which now it's not really that
usually
big deal, but
you know,
when they were smaller.
After Janet, I feel like they have made it a lot more family friendly.
Yeah, I almost. So Cassie was watching a show the other night, and I was. I'll call it sub-watching. I was reading, laying in bed, kind of paying attention to it, but not really. And in the span of an hour, It was a doctor show of some kind of like a Grey's Anatomy type show. But in the span of an hour, they hit every single woke, political, mask and vaccines and transgender. Like they hit, and I'm sitting there just kind of listening to the show. And I finally rolled over and I was like, oh, good gosh. Like, it wasn't a show. It was all political. And I'm thinking that may be what the commercials are going to look like this year.
Making
I
fun.
think there's going to be a lot of political, and so that's going to take the enjoyment out of the commercial side for me because
Sure.
I want to watch a football game and some funny commercials. I don't want to talk about politics on
Yeah.
Super Bowl.
I always like getting the little prop bet sheet.
Oh, yeah.
And going,
I love the prop
how,
bet
how
sheets.
long is the national anthem going to be? Is it going to be who's kicking off? Is it going to be heads or tails? I enjoy doing that. We get the kids to do it, and they all pick one, and we have a prize at the end. And
I haven't seen any squares or prop bet sheets or anything
No,
come flying by this year. It's been pretty quiet. Usually I get I get a text that says, hey, you want to jump in the squares kind of thing. But
Yeah, I don't like squares in football, so that's
Yeah.
not. Yeah, I always end up with 8-1 or something.
Yeah, 9-2 that's not going to hit.
Just got nobody's ever gonna hit that, and yeah, it's just weird numbers, and what a waste.
Yeah, I think that they ought to random draw the numbers,
Well, sure,
rather than just one down and then you're picking a square because you know what you can pick. But
right. Yeah, I like random. I prefer a random draw over having the numbers, but even then, it's not. I feel like I always end up with usually the same number, like an 8-8. Like who's
28-28 maybe.
maybe
It's a blowout.
Maybe that's a chance, but
I think this was going to be a high scoring game.
I do too. Well, they're saying I think they have it projected 54 points or something. So I guess it's kind of low scoring.
I would go over on that.
Yeah, I think so
If
too.
I was doing over under, I would go over 54
And I
because you're really
feel
just
like-
talking about 22-22.
And I think the Chiefs are favored by 3 or 2.5, something like that.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, they're kind of the returners.
It's slim.
Philadelphia's the new guy.
It's a slim line.
It is. I think it'll be a good game. I'm gonna watch it. I've been searching for crawfish for this
Oh, yeah.
weekend, but it's not quite ready. I'm gonna.
I saw a little bit last week here, I know back in Texas they had
in Texas.
sacks for sale, but
Yeah.
here I did see Ingram Farms had some for sale, live or boiled. But I don't know what the cost on them is yet. Probably outrageous.
Well, I know Hamner's going to start at the beginning of March,
Mm-hmm.
and we're going to cook a little on Saturdays up in Northside. So, but everything I'm reading, and I've even got Joby's Connects down in South Louisiana, and they're going to start next weekend delivering up this way. Saw Glenn and them in College Station
Yep.
eating them. So the sacks in southwestern Louisiana are already producing. But the ones that head this direction, I think, are more March, and so.
Well.
But they're going to be high until
Sure.
until Easter. But I'm just ready. If I could find some this weekend, I'd like to cook some crawfish at the house.
We could do we're due for one more cold snap.
Oh yeah. Well, it's coming. Did you see the weather this week?
I
Stupid.
haven't. Well, I mean, we've been waiting to go. I feel like it's been so much rain lately that I'm over rain.
Well, it's schizophrenic this week because it's like 70. Then we're gonna have storms tonight and tomorrow. Then it's gonna be like 70 for a couple more days, and then it's gonna drop down to 43 is the high and 26 is the low, like this weekend. It's
So
stupid.
here's the last cold snap. I knew it was coming.
Yeah, it's coming. But they
Usually it comes like spring break. I feel
that's
like we get
that's
one.
usually because about the time you want to go get in the water kind
sure.
of thing. But they've got it. That one cold snap will stop production for a month. So I think they're just trying to get past Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But I texted Hamner's yesterday, and he's like, "We're gonna start cooking the first weekend of March," and so
Getting ready for all the Catholics.
yeah, I'm gonna go find some this weekend. It'd be like a warm up weekend, and then the following weekend, I think we're gonna cook for people.
Sure.
So,
This
but-
is you're gonna hone in your recipe.
yeah, not really. I just want to hone in my time.
Oh sure.
Like I'm not a. I think crawfish. There's a lot of nuances each cooker has.
Oh, yeah.
And you have several that I watch you do. That everybody's got their own twist to it. But for me, it's the time.
Oh, yeah.
More for like the potatoes.
Oh yeah.
You want them to crack but not be mushy,
Sure.
you know. And I think I got my time down last year. But
Fork tender.
yeah, exactly. I'm a mushroom, sausage, and potato corn guy in there. And we always throw that random vegetable in there at the very end to let it soak, like asparagus. Travis and Joby, I remember we did it in Texas. They threw a whole head of broccoli and cauliflower in there.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was the best I ever ate, but dude, it can mush up so quick.
Yeah, I did one with them, and they threw in. They got cans, and they did the little. They popped them all, drained them, and tossed the can in. Took the label off, tossed the can in, and cooked them that way. It was, and they were good.
Huh.
And I went, oh, that's a tasty way, because they didn't get mushy. It's in the can already. It's already kind of pickled. And I went, ooh.
I'm looking forward to crawfish season.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of my favorite seasons.
So it's coming up. Basketball's over.
When we were looking at buying a house, that was one of the questions we had to answer. Could we have a crawfish boil over here and people enjoy it?
Yeah.
And
Well,
It-
and I think that's the thing everybody likes about crawfish. I mean, I like to eat crawfish.
Sure.
I even like to eat leftover crawfish.
oh yeah,
I'll take the whole bug, stick it in a Ziploc bag, throw it in the freezer, and then throw it in the oven for a little while and eat
Come
them
out
like that.
and do it.
But my wife gets mad because it stinks up the whole house when I do that. So
We usually peel and we make crawfish enchiladas.
ooh, enchiladas, and your wife makes it's probably the best gumbo I've ever eaten.
She makes a good gumbo.
She absolutely.
She
and
has figured it out.
I think she's the one that made me an etouffee. With
Yeah,
the
we do some
crawfish tails.
etouffee.
Yeah,
Yep.
it was good as well. So it's that time of year, but I think the gathering around the crawfish pot is what
Oh,
I
yeah.
like about crawfish season. Is it's a time you throw some cornhole out there
Yep.
and bull some bugs and
It's nice outside.
it's nice outside, and it's just community, man. And that's what I like about crawfish bowls. I'll go to any crawfish bowl just for the people.
The kids enjoy picking up like that's what I like to watch them do it, and I've started to teach them, hey, you can make a crawfish go to sleep if you just do like this and you rub its back, and they start going,
Well, I'll give my in-laws credit. So they came down and got to participate, I think, last year with the crawfish boils. And Jim picked up kind of how we did it. And he, they go to different ministries and work with an organization called Sowers. Well, they just sent me some pics a couple of weeks ago. They're down in the Mobile area and working for a camp down there. And he did a big shrimp boil.
mm-hmm.
And I mean, he had it laid out like we do. He had the foil down
Yeah, sure.
and kind of threw it on the table, and they had the shrimp and the corn and the potatoes and the shrooms and all that. And I was like, way to go, dude.
It's lots of fun.
Yeah,
It's the best part of it, for sure.
it is. It's
For sure.
a time for family to get together, friends to get together. I'm looking forward to it. I'll do crawfish every weekend. once it hits. Whether I go there, I'm not going to cook it every weekend.
Yeah.
I like to have other people cook as well and stay out of it.
Yeah.
It's like,
I built my purger last year, and that thing makes it so much faster.
did you get the one that spins?
Well, I built it, and so it does all that, and
Nice.
it's surprising.
Spins and drains.
It's surprising how fast that water cleans up, and it
Oh,
just goes.
that's a beautiful
know,
thing.
that-
I think that's huge because you throw dirty bugs in there, and it's you get that grainy.
Oh yeah.
But my thing I've liked a little better is I put oranges instead of lemons.
We used to do grapefruit in Texas. The
Grapefruit.
grapefruits. hmm
Never heard of
I
that
don't like grapefruit, but I feel like it made it a lot more citrusy for
for the.
bugs. Yep.
That's what I like.
But
Well, it is.
Yeah,
it is
that's
about
time.
that time, and we have settled all of the world's problems, and I stayed away from the taxes
we did.
because
did.
we had a meeting last night about raising our property tax for the first time since Bryant Denny Stadium,
hmm
and that vote is coming out on the 14th, so Tuesday. So
Tuesday.
that will be what we get to talk about next Wednesday. Is
Wednesday.
the tax.
I guess we'll know the results.
But I am not going to. I feel like I offended your wife last night.
You did.
And I got y'all in an argument apparently about the taxes.
It's not really an argument, but you know.
But yeah, I know the teachers.
I'm just
are
trying
really
to
for it.
explain your view on it and most people's views, and she did not appreciate that. So
Well, we have $2.6 billion. Why are we not
Sure.
spending that?
Yep.
That's all I want to know.
yeah,
They're going to refund it.
yep,
So why not spend it?
yeah, that makes sense, huh?
That in my brain it makes sense.
Yeah.
But I didn't go to the meeting. I'm staying out of it.
Yeah, me neither.
We will see you back next week as we talk about taxes,
Yep.
Jesus, and whoever won the Super Bowl.
It's Wednesday tonight.
yeah.
We got groups.
Lasagna.
Lasagna. Hey, and on Sunday we started a new series last week, Urban Legends. You got
This week is my mess is cleaner than your mess. It's the hierarchy of sin. Jailhouse hierarchy in the church.
all right.
All right.